It's now 6:30. I'd like to call this City Council meeting of City of Monessen to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilperson Cosner,
Here.
Councilman Nestor.
Oh, he's on the, I forgot to call him. Hold on.
Okay, you can hold it.
I'm assuming he's sitting.
He's definitely here.
Oops, shoot.
Okay. We can note that in the motion. Okay.
Hey, Tony, can you hear me?
Yeah, just say here. Just say
Alright,
here.
here.
Okay, thanks.
Here.
Councilperson Thomas,
Here.
Councilor Chakowski,
Present.
Mayor Mosher.
Present.
Mayor, there are 4 members present and 1 by phone. Councilman Nestor, I notice none.
Thank you. This time I'd like to invite Evangelist Reuben Brown to lead us in prayer. Here, you can use this microphone here, much better.
Are you standing, John?
God bless you all. If I may just, if you may allow me to have just a few words
Certainly.
before we go into prayer. It is important that unity, and I talked about unity the last time that I did the prayer, but we have to understand and know that unity is very important. I, after 41 years, on my 42nd year, I am one of the people who are being affected by the loss of the Corning plant, World Kitchen, Instant Brands, and going through all of the names that we've transpired under over the last 40 years that we've worked together. And as now things have come to an end, but we know that together we can move mountains. Together we can do the things that seem to be impossible. But it's about working together. And I know that under the title and the limits of our political minds, the Republicans, the Democrats, the Independents, whatever we are, if we can learn to work together, then look at and see what is the most important factor, the citizens of our community, the community itself, to keep it into the place in which it is, that to help it grow, to recover when things happen. This is what's most important. If we can forget about all of the faults, but come together to look and see what we can do to rebuild and make this thing become a great place. And I say this thing, but what I mean is let this community become a great place that all of the residents will benefit from it. Let's look to the Lord with a word of prayer. Most holy and almighty God, Father, we thank you. We give you praise and we give you glory. We thank you because, Lord, you've allowed this community to continue to exist, O God. We thank you and we lift you up, O God. We magnify you and exalt you, O God. There is none greater than you. And we look to you and we ask for guidance, direction. We ask that you will touch our hearts, O God. And most of all, bring us into the unity, O God, to look beyond each other's faults, O God, to look beyond, Father, the things of our own needs, O God, and look upon and see the needs of the whole organization of this community, O God. Bring us together, build us, strengthen us. Bless this community, O God, and bless, Father, the representative that sits before us, O God. Give them the blessings, O God. Open their eyes, O God. Help them to see, and Father, bring them together in unity. The citizens of this community, O God, let them be, Father, blessed and understood, that knowing that, Father, they are valuable, they are important. And today, Father, as this meeting goes through, Father, we ask for peace. We ask for love. We ask for joy. We ask for direction. We ask for guidance. And most of all, we ask for unity and are working together as one accord to come to the victory of the things that comes to hinder and to overcome and to be a blessing to all of the citizens. And we thank you. We count it done and believe it's already done. In Jesus' name we say thank you. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully everybody had a chance to review the meeting minutes of the previous session of April the 10th. If so, somebody needs to make a motion to approve them.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the city council meeting on April 10th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. At this time, I'd like to see if there's any comments on agenda items only.
Ernest Telegraphus. On page 2, B and C. Now, what is the policy here? I don't know, this might be for you, Alfonso Solicitor. When an authority like the redevelopment doesn't reveal who the property is going to go to, they could just say, well, we want this parcel taken from the city of Monessen, but they're not telling us what they're going to do with it. Who they giving it to?
I believe they do have somebody for this property.
I know.
And every one that, since I've been here, usually they do have somebody that's interested for acquiring one of these vacant properties to use as a side yard.
Yeah, but where's transparency? Because we want to know who these people are that are taking property.
You know off the top of your head, Mayor?
Yes, I do. I don't know if it's appropriate. I mean, they have the choice to do the property they want. They work under the same auspice that we do. They want to make property taxable. The person that wants this property, I believe, is Tina, and I forget her last name.
But what's the purpose? What's she going to do?
She has a house in the middle of, it's on either side of her house. She wants to have yards,
So she's going to get on both sides.
both sides.
But she's not doing something else like a daycare.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Now, and the reason is because we had all these people come in, remember last year, from out of town, and they were basically flipping homes here.
This has nothing to do with it.
Well,
These are vacant properties.
well, so were some of the ones that they bought. I know most of them were old.
They were-
I know.
They were
But
homes.
there were
They're
some
homes.
properties.
This is property.
And that was from the repository at the county.
Not from the Monessen?
No, that was from the county repository.
Okay.
Meaning they've already been through a public sale and nobody wanted to purchase
Yeah,
them.
the reason is, in the past, I'm not blaming you people here presently. In the past, the Douglas School, just like blocks of parcels that were given to these people who took the property for like $1 on the barrel, okay? And here we got one this past Saturday in the Mon Valley paper. You have Megan Kurtz. She got 7 properties here, and she's making $30,000 each. In fact, one she got $212,000. How much did she pay for these properties? We don't even know, but it's the problem.
What are you looking at?
Here, right here. What's more than transfer? Now, how did she
That's-
come up with all these
No,
properties?
that's not on the agenda in any event.
Well,
Ernie.
yeah, we're talking about,
No,
We're
this
talking
is
about
not,
two properties.
we're talking about the 2 properties that the redevelopment authority found a use for, and now the city doesn't have to maintain those any
Okay, but
longer.
did she get it from the redevelopment? We don't know.
No.
Well, see, nothing's clear.
That,
You can go do your own title search and figure it out.
Well, I thought you were gonna. And then one last, question is, Tony. Tony, how much money we got left now when you're dispersing again over $150,000 with checks?
Do that every month, Ernie, I don't know why you think the city runs on nothing.
No, I just wanna know, where are we? You gotta give us numbers. Every month I get numbers from the utilities.
Every month you get numbers from me, so what difference does it make?
No, yours changes.
Of course they change, because sometimes we have money, sometimes we don't.
Okay, so where are we now? Do we have money or we don't have money?
We have money, and I'll tell you when I get to my report.
Okay, I'll be waiting for it.
You'll be gone by then, probably.
No, I'm waiting because,
No,
I
you'll
go.
be gone by then.
I go when it's a work session.
Nah, you'll be gone.
Any other comments on agenda items? Is anybody aware of any correspondence, that needs to be read during the council meeting? Hearing nothing, we'll move on. This time I'd like to ask the solicitor for his, report.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, everybody. We're getting closer to having all of our sewage easements
Be quiet.
for the USDA project.
Excuse me, Ernie, be quiet.
All the ones up on Rostraver and Grand Boulevard are in hand. Pick up one this evening from the mayor, send it to the county, waiting on a couple to come back from the county. We're still waiting on the railroad who's reviewing the engineering design, but there are 3 or 4 people reaching out to the railroad to try to get a response, and still working with Cleveland Cliffs. The EQ tank is going to come back around. I spoke to the Sewage Authority solicitor this week. They did have some property issues for the site along Perenni. They need to have clean title to make sure the borrowing is satisfied. The mayor and I do have a call with them and their engineer tomorrow for a status update. And I was working with the city clerk on an IRS issue. Slight issue with how the city was reporting W-2s. Initially, it looked like the city was going to have a penalty of $15,000. The city clerk was able to piece things together from about 6 years ago, and turns out the city's going to get a $600 credit from the IRS. So that's some good news, and thanks to the city clerk for finalizing that. That's all I have this evening.
Thank you. The city treasurer is not here. Does he have a report?
He provided
He
his
provided
report
our-
the last week.
That's correct. Rosalie, do you have a report for the controller's office?
Yes, Mayor. The Controller's Report as of March 2025. The General Fund Charleroi Federal Savings Bank Checking Account reconciliation as of March 2025. The beginning bank balance as of February 28th, 2025 was $229,734.35. Deposits made $540,709.55. Expenses $336,752.57. The ending balance as of March 31st, 2025 was $433,691.33. The outstanding checks $49,339.84. The outstanding deposits $3,067.97. The reconciled balance to the bank statement was $387,419.46. That concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you. I have very little to say on my discussion items, but just real quickly, I want to remind everybody that we have a lot of old homes. We've demolished some 170 plus homes so far, but there are still a lot of old blighted homes here, and I just want to warn parents to keep their kids out of them. They are very dangerous. The last weekend we had a house on Rebecca collapse out of thin air, landed on the street of Rebecca. We had to clean it up last weekend. I'm just trying to stress that it's very important. Do not trespass into these blighted homes. They are dangerous. And that's the extent of what I want to talk about. Can I ask you to read my motion?
Good evening, everyone. We'd like to make a motion to approve Mon Valley Paws in the Park and Vendor Show, use of City Park and a walking track area from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on September 6, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Motion on approval of property transfers by City of Monessen to the Monessen Redevelopment Authority, property number 20-02-06-0723, 936 Grant Avenue, and 20-02-06-0724, 944 Grant Avenue, for the express purpose of returning them to the tax rolls. The RDA as a receptive buyer ready for the property.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Motion on resolution on spending and allocation of funds within the government of City of Monessen.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Motion to hire Ernest McWilliams as a member of the Streets and Parks Complement of the City of Monessen, pending the approval of all relevant medical and background testing and procedures.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Motion to,
Excuse me, Councilperson, the motion that we have there lists the candidate as John Patrick Volpe. It should be Joseph Patrick Volpe. I apologize for that. The rest of the motion is the same.
okay. Motion to approve Joseph Patrick Volpe Jr. as a part-time code enforcement officer within the City of Monessen at an agreed set hourly time framework of up to 29 hours per week, contingent on the approval of all relevant medical and background testing procedures.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Oh, hold on a
Oh,
second. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a statement. I'd like to go back later to go over the formula that we were mentioning earlier with ourselves and the council person that we had in our last, work session. But now we need someone in that office that can work with the county, because I don't wanna be put blame of losing all the ARP fund from the county with these demolitions. I need someone that can sit there and get the job rolling, and then we can go back and, look at future hires.
Okay, very good. Anything else? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Motion to provide Pastor Robert Holmes with accessibility and utilization of the City Park and Madison Park on the designated days of June 17, 2025 through August 6, 2025. Tuesdays at City Park and Wednesdays at 9th Street, Madison Park, for use of a youth-led, community-based fundraising project utilizing a mobile beverage and food trailer operated by the Monessen Beyond Grad 2025 Youth Summer Program.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions?
Statement, Mayor.
Yes.
I think, as the permits, if I'll agree, I don't know if this should be on the motion, I believe it should be added to the motion, but I think the permit fees should be waived, but they should still go underneath the health inspection, but the health inspection should be waived also.
The fees.
The fees,
the
yes.
We can do that administratively, but if you'd like to add it to the motion, we can.
I just don't, how does everybody feel? Would you like to put it on concrete, is that as the motion?
I have no issue with that.
Would we like to read that again with that, added in the fees waived for the fee,
Okay.
for the health inspection
Okay.
and the permit?
I think, John, are you making that motion?
I'm fine, I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just, recant the motion real quick. Motion to provide Pastor Robert Holmes with accessibility and utilization of City Park and Madison Park on the designated days of June 17th, 2025 through August 6th, Tuesdays at City Park and Wednesdays at 9th Street, Madison Park, for use as a youth-led based fundraising project utilizing a beverage and food trailer operated by Monessen Beyond Grad 2025 Summer Youth Program. All permit fees and food inspection fees will be waived.
Okay.
We have a motion, you need a second.
I need a second.
Second.
You made the
You
motion,
made the
John.
motion, so.
Second.
Oh, sorry, I thought the mayor was, sorry.
I just
I'm
recanted it.
trying to drive.
Okay.
I second it.
Okay? Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes. Okay, at this time, I'd like to, invite Councilman Worzikowski to, give us his report.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion to pay the following invoices from the general fund in the amount of $33,501.17. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the refuge account in the amount of $55,750.26. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment B.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the line usage account in the amount of $7,860. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment C.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Parks Fund account in the amount of $379.50. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment D.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the liquid fuels account in the amount of $15,620.90. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment E.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer of $72,775.11 from the general fund to the payroll account for payroll.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to transfer $2,500 from the general account to the healthcare account.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski.
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
And Mayor, here's the account balances in all the accounts. American Rescue is $45,602.21. Debt service has $684,985.82. Fire escrow has $93,192.90. General fund has $684,992.45. The grant fund has $131,318.32. Healthcare has $4,523.97. Line usage has $764,544.80. Liquid fuels has $245,223.63. Parks fund has $63,251.99. Payroll fund has $44,129.07. Rec fund has $2,102.50. The the refuge fund has $405,467.81. The TAN note has a balance of $327,504.56, and the paving escrow has $45,172.60. And Mayor, that's my report.
Okay. Just one comment. The PIN, did you have the PINvest account there in your list?
No.
So I happened to notice that the PINvest account, we passed a resolution, early last year that we remove, I believe it's $10,000 out of the, money that we receive from the, sewage authority every month into the PINvest account. The point being is we've completed that PINvest account. We need to modify that resolution and cease putting money into that and move any funds that are in that back to the line usage account. And that we need to put on the agenda for next time we meet. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could just be a discussion item next meeting.
Well, it needs to be moved next meeting. Well, I can't, we need to stop putting money in, is what I'm saying.
Well, we need the figures to know exactly how much is in there, so we know what we're talking about. I don't wanna
Okay.
move something thinking this is what we're gonna move.
Right.
We need to be specific in what we're doing.
And we will know that by next meeting,
And
okay.
that's not gonna happen until next meeting.
Okay, no problem. I just wanna make sure that we understand that. Thank you. Lois, do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Okay, so I'm gonna give the Streets Department report for March 2025. Collected garbage throughout the downtown area, marked PA1 calls. Cold patch streets, swept streets, weather permitting. Started the spring maintenance of equipment by changing oil and filters, put new blades on, a few new wheels on the mower decks, welded decks on all the tractors and mowers. Clean all the trucks, remove the salt residue from the winter. Straighten up the city garage and help the Parks Department as needed. That is my report, Mayor.
Thank you. John, do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Honorable Mayor, members of council, administrative staff, citizens of Monessen. Unfortunately, I'm not able to, give my report at this time. I also wanna thank you for, adding another code enforcement officer in my department. I'm hoping, because unfortunately with the loss of Marvin, I lost an army within one person. So I'm hoping that we get this department as robust as possible, so we can continue the demolitions and continue to be on top of our game when it comes to issues within the city limits. So I thank you for the hire, and then continue to maybe see how this goes before we add anything else or to modify the formula that we were mentioning. I also, I'll bring it up at next meeting again, but there'll be a, Monessen Fire Department's gonna be holding an annual open house, Saturday, May 17th, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. There'll be live demonstrations, membership information, junior firefighter activities, fire prevention and more. There'll be, complimentary drinks and food and giveaways. So I'll bring that up again in the next meeting, and that'll be at the fire station downtown. Also, I want to say, belated happy birthday to you, Mayor, and, that's all I have, so I yield the floor.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Karen Cosner for her, report.
All right, before I give my report, I want to remind everybody again that we have a community cleanup scheduled for this Saturday from 9 until 1 at Monessen Park, which is 9th Street Park, and electronics drop-off, the city garage from 9 to 1. Now, I think if it's pouring down rain, Lois, in the morning, would we cancel and go to the rain date,
Yeah.
which is May 3rd?
Yeah.
Pouring down rain, if it's lightly sprinkling, I think probably we'll go ahead with it. If the forecast doesn't seem like it's gonna, well,
We'll see how it works.
what have you done in the past?
If it's raining, we go to the rain date.
What do you consider rain?
Like a steady rain,
Okay,
steady rain.
okay, 'cause we have the Salvation Army coming with their food truck, so I would have to let her know. She's gonna be there between 11 and 1.
Well, if we decide we're gonna, that's plenty of time to let her know. Because if
yeah.
we decide to end it or not.
Yeah, and she said that wouldn't be a problem, so I hope everybody can come and help out a little bit. And, then before, again, we have a short presentation by Tamika West, who's involved with the Monessen Youth Baseball Association. She has a little, something special planned for her student athletes that she would like to make everybody aware of.
Hi, I'm Tamika West. I'm the Monessen Youth Baseball Association has changed over to different presidents and every office and organization has changed. My department for the past 2 years I'm the board president. And one thing I'd like to do is I'd like everybody to know that baseball's back in town. And it's been back. They're building a dynasty. I only have a third grader, but we've already pulled out 2 champion tournaments with our Pinto team and then with our Bronco team. They're also tournament champions last year. And we're looking forward to keep it going every year. But everyone doesn't know really about the little field up in Columbus. And not everybody drives past City Park all the time we also have a pony league too. And the pony league are the boys that played Bronco last year that are now moving to pony. So we're looking really forward to the boys bringing baseball into town. The World Series, we're parents, so that's what we want one day. That's what we're looking forward to. But we want everybody to know how big baseball really is. And I would like to support the town by having a parade, something happy, something fun, some trucks, fire trucks, ambulance, making some noise. We're going to invite the other divisions that we played with that are still a part of our league. We want to invite them and their bands as well to be able to walk through town and just let you know, hey, baseball's back in town. And we would like to do this on May 24th. We just heard about the open house anywhere at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we would just like to loop from the bottom street up to the top, from Eastgate, X on to 8th Street on the Credit Union, and go around, and that would be all. But basically, we would give out schedules. You'll see them around town sometimes, but nobody really pays attention because they're like, who's on the baseball team? What's the baseball? But now you'll actually see that we have 4 different teams, and they range from T-ball to pony, and there's about 60 kids. The last roster I got was around 53, so I'm not really sure now. But our games start on Monday. Will be T-ball. That's when it starts, and we would just like to present a parade for them.
Thank you.
Thank you. As long as we're doing this, I'd kind of like to just poll council members to get a consensus, not a motion, but a consensus, to whether they would approve a parade on the city on July the 22nd.
No.
24th.
May
24th.
24th.
You just had a birthday, didn't you?
Yeah.
Excuse me, May 24th.
Mayor, I have a question.
Okay?
Is this just to submit to PennDOT to close the roads?
Yes. Well, first off, we'll have another council meeting before then, and we can
but-
seal this as a motion.
But this,
Go
is there
ahead.
any cost for the city to
No,
submit this document to PennDOT?
No, all I need is a copy of the insurance the city has. I need, a council blessing, approval
Okay.
prior to submission to
W-
PennDOT.
With that said, there is an exception to the Sunshine Act where a resident brings something up. It doesn't cost anything. It's de minimis in nature. This is requesting that the city submit on behalf of the Baseball Association to submit the PennDOT application for the parade. In that instance, council can take up a motion, even though it's not on the agenda. But you do have to post, the amended agenda tomorrow morning.
Okay? I'd like to make a motion that we allow a parade to occur on May the 24th for the purpose of promoting the Monessen Baseball League. Could I have a second?
Second.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Question,
What
I
is the time?
apologize, I'm sorry, go ahead, is that
2 o'clock.
close, is that you?
That'd be at 10 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
And where was the location?
It's going to start down towards Eastgate, go all the way to 8th Street, and turn around and come back on Schoonmaker
Okay, and will it end at?
at the Rite Aid.
Eastgate or
Probably at the Rite Aid.
Rite Aid? Okay, that's all, okay. I just wanted to picture it.
Okay? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilor Chakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Okay, now I would like to submit my parks report for March 2025. Clean the Civic Center, continued cleaning out the park garage, fixed the wall in the parking lot at City Park, cut up 3 trees that had fallen in City Park, removed the bad swings meaning the ones that were a safety issue in City Park, picked up limbs throughout the park, started cleaning up leaves around City Park ball field and in parking lot, put the plumbing back together in preparation of getting the water turned on in all of the parks. We will need to plan on getting the water turned on and order the porta-johns in the upcoming weeks, weather permitting, help the street department as needed. And that is my report.
Thank you. Does anybody have any else that they'd like to add to this meeting? Okay, from council? This time I'd like to open the floor for public comment.
Okay, could we go back to the baseball? Did we get, Hefel to approve, fire engine because she wants a fire truck? Nobody mentioned it. Yeah, but they're supposed to put that in.
Doesn't need to be on, doesn't.
City doesn't control what he does.
The city doesn't control it?
They
Not at
don't
all.
control the 2 fire departments and what they use their trucks for.
No, I had to talk to him already,
Oh,
but
I
I
didn't
couldn't
know
talk to
that.
him without a date and getting
Okay,
something
okay,
approved from them.
I thought they forgot
Yes.
Hefel. The other thing is, you guys gotta learn to cross all the Ts and dot the Is. You said something about she's okay with the health department, is she?
Nothing.
Nobody talked.
Well, aren't you gonna have food?
Not me.
Oh.
You're talking about
No, you're
that other
talking
thing.
about
You're talking
Pastor
about-
Holmes'
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
And he'll,
I thought you were doing it.
he'll still have the food inspection, it's just not gonna pay the fee for it.
Okay, I just
You'll
don't
have
want
to go through the
I
inspection.
just want a
not-
citizen to get in trouble with the health department. But anyway,
No, they're still gonna go through all the instructions, just gonna waive the fees, okay, but they still have to get.
I thought these people said hell on the health department. But anyway, I'm gonna ask you something again. You guys don't bring out industry. We need industry in this town, otherwise, I don't know what's gonna happen. Now, you did mention the last 3 months, that sometime in April, Mayor,
I never said April.
that you were gonna tell us if you got grants to repair the, roads. Do we have grants to repair the roads?
We don't have grants, but we have repair roads being financed by the water company and the gas company.
Okay, can you be more specific, which roads?
We're talking about Pacific, we're talking about, the, Marion, Mont Raver,
That's
Ninth Street will be done through CDBG,
Okay, that's 4.
and Reed will be done through, a conglomeration of the city and rentals.
So there'll be 5 roads.
Where's it at?
Oh, and Leeds, one half of Leeds will be done,
Just a half of the lead.
yes.
So you got 5.5 roads. When do you anticipate, Parenti and Grand, Boulevard, because they're a big mess.
Well, Parenti is $1 million project, as soon as we find $1 million, we'll do it.
Or about, the Grande, Boulevard. Grand Boulevard,
Grand Boulevard on the other side of the hilltop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hasn't, there's plenty of other roads we need to do before we get to that.
okay, and then I guess we're not gonna do nothing where that connects the cemetery and the Epiphany Church, that road, what's that called?
Evergreen.
Evergreen, it looks like a moon landing.
It looks just like Rebecca does.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do with that?
Well, we'll get to them as soon as we can get funding for them.
So if you get no funding, we gotta go through another year, and if we do, with the freezing and thawing next winter, I don't think anybody can go on that road.
I'm sorry, but we can only do roads we have funding for.
Okay, well, you got funds, when buildings are a health hazard, they're gonna collapse. Don't you got anything like that for roads that are that bad? that
No,
people
those
can-
are being paid for by the county ARP fund.
Well, that's only one. That's fine, I forgot how many roads we got.
Well, we don't have any funding for the roads other than what we're doing. There'll be other roads, I'm sure that Columbus will get added to that, that'll be another road. They're working on that, that'll get done. As they repair water and sewage line, or water and gas lines throughout the city, they end up paving the roads.
Okay. It's your turn, Tony. I wanna know, you give us all these numbers, how much money does the city have? Because those amounts that you say in, line sewage and this, that ain't our money, we can't touch that. That's for specific amounts that are coming through the fees and taxes of the taxpayers. So, how much does the city of Monessen have in their hands for the city only? How much is it?
Everything I reported on.
So they're saying we could touch all this money.
Do you think that's someone's personal account that I said? Is that your opinion?
Most of those accounts belong to that account for
And
those specific
so do the
goals,
bills,
right?
so do the bills. Some of the bills were out of different funds as well.
So I'm just asking, just for the city of Monessen, how much can you,
He read that as well.
he got it all together, and if you ask anybody here, how much money does the city have? Nobody knows. Is it 2 million, 3 million? Is that all our money? I don't think so.
Then where did you get it from?
I ask questions, different people tell me. Oh, wait. Then one other last thing. Karen, I know you mean well, but last Saturday was a bust.
Yeah.
There was only one table there.
Yeah.
And nobody, I'm gonna tell you, you don't bring people out of the hospital and say, oh, let's all get together, it's a big community uprising. You gotta have all kind of agendas. You gotta have reasons why people are coming, not because we're gonna be a community. You gotta have a project or a goal. Okay? If it's just vague, we're just getting together, be a Monessen, hurrah, that ain't gonna bring people out of the woodwork. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Even though you got good intentions, but I don't think you're being practical. That's all I'm saying. Oh, God. So, sir.
Okay, I just got two things to say. Glenda, Lacey, Maple Avenue, 15062. It has been brought to my attention that there's a new development going on out in Connersville, PA, and it's called Campbell's Estates. And they are pushing affordable housing, just like Monessen pushed affordable housing. But these houses, you can go right on the internet and see, these houses are normal houses. They are not trailers. And I wonder how Connersville can do that and we can't. It blows my mind how other communities are doing affordable housing, and it gives a person a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom house.
I
And
don't know
it's
how
under
Connersville
the, is it Fayette County Housing Authority? So how can they do it and we can't?
different county, I can't answer that.
Okay, my suggestion is for you to call that mayor or that person that's in charge of that project and find out how they did it, so that maybe we can do it. Because I think that those trailers up on Motherwell doesn't help us at all. I'm so sorry, and I'm so disappointed whomever started that project, because it wasn't for the best of Monessen. That's all I want to say on that part. The other part is Mahalik Boat Launch. Are we talking to the Army Corps of Engineers about how we are going to fix that boat launch?
We have talked to the Army Corps of Engineers. They have said that they do not have funding to fix it.
Well, they have billions of dollars. They
have
were
billions
working
of
on a
dollars.
project I heard on the news a couple months ago. They got money.
They spent $1 billion on Monongah Alley.
They tell me they don't.
Well, maybe the citizens ought to get behind it and start writing letters to the Corps of Engineers, because after all, they started it. It was their problem.
That might work, who knows?
And for years, that has been neglected, and I think it was 2012 when they built it, and then 2016 there was a problem, and now the barges are rotting through. We can't go over there, go out on the landing to look out over the river. So my thing is, if we want people to come here and spend their money, we should have some type of picturesque recreation area that they can enjoy themselves at. What do we have? Karen had the flea market and she wanted the people to come here. What are they coming here for, Karen? Just tell me, what do we have to offer anybody coming here? I'm not trying to be nasty or I'm not trying to be a bee. But my question is, why would you invite somebody into your town when we have nothing to offer? You don't have anything to offer the residents. And after all, it's our money that's running this town.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, you can.
Even though no one showed up at the flea market, the Historical Society had a table out in front. We had our doors open, and I bet we had at least 7 people who came out of Bailey's, came right through and toured, which was amazing for us. So I count it as a win. It's a baby step in getting people to see what we have.
Well, maybe the Historical Society should be open every Saturday.
Well, if we had volunteers to man the desk, we would love to do that.
But still, that's the bottom line. Since we don't have nobody to do this, so why would we invite people here if we have nobody to work it? That doesn't make sense to me.
You know, people need to step up and volunteer, Linda.
Well, those are the 2 things that are kind of important to me that I would swear out besides the leads. And I think leads should be done first.
Does anybody else have any comments they'd like to make? This time I'd like to make...
Mayor, I have a question.
Okay.
Before we adjourn, have we gotten to painting those lines yet that we've talked about in the past 2 meetings?
I haven't checked with the streets department to find out.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
He's hands-free.
Hearing nothing, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Later, John.
Take care, everybody.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to get together. Now, when are you usually available? We could meet even for a short period of time. No, but I asked you, you said you were cleaning that up.
Yeah, and I wanna talk.
I sent you a second one that had the right
Every
document.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Lloyd sort of told me that.
Today, when he was.
I will get it for you, but you're not gonna be happy.
Email me at info@monessen.com.
It says specifically that
more when you
a
talk about
nonprofit can
Yeah,
own a
because
piece
that
of
way
property,
they
but it is
know what to
taxable
do.
until which
You
time
make that too,
as
I'll
they
talk.
use it for something to their mission, with regularly scheduled sessions.
Okay.
So if you had classes up there, it would be non-taxable. If you had a meeting every week at a given time that was open to the public that met your mission statement, it would be non-taxable. But planning, you need to do that, and then you can apply for it. The problem is that it will be non-taxable from that point forward. It'll be non-taxable from that point forward. Let me shut that.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Nobody here is certified.
I need to
However,
get
whenever I write down the
next
signature,
off
I
of
write down
that
the day and
report.
the
Those two